Another season out of the way, another season of development. How'd you see it overall?
Yeah, obviously not the season that we expected. Obviously, I don't think anybody would be happy where we ended up and not making the playoffs. So, yeah, just good time to reflect on what went wrong and time to regroup and get stronger, get better, and hoping to have a good season next year.
Just from yourself personally, as an individual perspective, how did you see your year of development?
Yeah, it was tough in the beginning, getting hurt again, obviously, and missing, I think, around 20 games. So it was not the ideal start. But I thought I turned around halfway through the year. I thought I started playing better with more confidence, and I think that's just part of development and playing more games in the league. I think that just comes with time. And yeah, if individually, if I take the second half of the year, I would be, I wouldn't say happy, but I would say, I'm proud of myself for, grinding it out and kind of turning my game around.
Would it be fair to say that you wanted the puck on your stick a little bit more in the second half? Because that's what it seemed like to me from up above, was that it just seemed like you were calling for it more, also more direct towards the net?
100%. I think just kind of found my tools and they all kind of came together. Just as I said, just part of development and playing more games in the league. Same thing in junior. Like I came into the league when I was 15 years old and, one of the youngest guys, and it was kind of like it was tough. You're almost like intimidated by all the older guys. And, as I got older, kind of confidence came back and, you're just playing, you're having fun and you're using, your skill and speed. I think that's just what happened this season.
In that second half of the season, I mean, there were definitely a lot of good moments for you. But what was it like to finally get that first goal at Canada Life Center in a packed barn? Like you said, there were lots of good moments in that second half for you. But what was that one like for yourself?
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorites in my whole AHL career, I think. Not scoring a goal in a home building for so long. And I actually had a few chances that game, and I was so mad it wasn't going in and hit the crossbar, I think, a couple of shifts before. And finally getting that goal was, huge for the team, and it was obviously a huge moment for me as well.
In terms of your development, too, in that second half, was there a moment that also sort of stands out as maybe a moment where the switch sort of flicked, or was it just constant building throughout the season?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was like one specific moment, but I think just almost every time I got the puck, you just kind of build on each one of those moments, and you try more and more, and you're kind of more confident in yourself and not, necessarily scared of making the wrong play. So you're just playing your game and playing to have fun.
Just in terms of who you played with, I mean, you had that 2022 draft line with you, Brad Lambert, and Fabian Wagner. How'd you kind of see that trio working together?
Yeah, that was fun. I thought we brought a lot of speed and skill to the lineup. I thought, at times when we were together, we played pretty well. Obviously, we could have done better as always, but, I thought it was a fun time for sure, and hoping, next year maybe we can get a few looks at that as well.
And then you talk about being more comfortable here in this market. What's it like just kind of, I mean, obviously you're from Ontario, but you're, being a Winnipegger almost in the sense that you're much more comfortable where, in this environment?
Oh, it's awesome. Actually, walking to my car yesterday from the Winnipeg Whiteout was awesome. The streets were cheering and fireworks going off, and, you can see the thing that the fans have for the team, and that's their team, and they're so die hard, and it's awesome to see for sure.
And that leads me perfectly into my next question, which is just that idea of like you were there last night, you were watching the game. How much does that kind of set you off for the summer to kind of want to be part of that, give you that kind of, not that you need a desire, I know obviously the NHL is your end goal, but just kind of give you that impetus to kind of like, listen, I want to be part of that?
100%. I think people's goal is not only to play in the NHL but win the Stanley Cup. So I think, I know I'm still young, and I think that's my goal, and hoping to one day not only play but, win the cup, and to do it in a whiteout would be pretty awesome.
And just in terms of that environment, I mean, how incredible was that hockey game from your, again, like I said, you guys are usually so focused on your own season, you don't necessarily watch the Jets all the time, but to be able to sit back, watch a game from that kind of perspective, what'd you think of it? Yeah,
just goosebumps almost. It was probably the loudest building I've ever been at. I was there 2 years ago when they played Vegas, and I thought it was actually louder this time. So, yeah, there just seems to be some kind of, huge, the fans are more into it kind of, and maybe they feel like the Jets can do, pretty well this year. So we'll see what happens.